Hello everybody, my name is Becci Wallace. I am a singer, songwriter and a producer and also a songwriting tutor. And I am going to work with you over the next 5 weeks to create your very own song and hopefully give you something new to release or to share with the world. So we're going to do this over the next 5 weeks, as I said, and each of our little workshops will focus on a different element of building the song. So before we do that, I just want to mention a couple of things. Firstly, songwriting is for everybody. You do not need to be an expert. You do not need to be coming in here after written a lot of songs. You could be a songwriting pro. It's always really good to go to workshops, find out more stuff about writing, find different angles and different ways that people utilise their creativity, and then come back to the table with something fresh. So hopefully that's what you get from this. I just want to talk a little bit about best practice when we're songwriting. So often a lot of songwriting is about generating ideas, and that's what we're going to do today. And the best practice for that is to always continue to document your ideas as you have them. So if there's anyone out there that feels really creative and they can never find the right creative space or the creative bus to start their songwriting journey or to continue on, much as I've felt in my life at many points, then having a bank of material that is there for you will always be helpful. So as you move forward through this little course and as you move forward in any kind of songwriting practice, write down your ideas as they come to you. Seems basic, but it's so valuable as a songwriter to do this, and as a creative practitioner. Number 2 is that in this hybrid digital age that we now live in, where a lot of what we do is online, we are more and more turning to digital resources to help us with our songwriting, and I'd just like to recommend a few to you now. So for ideas gathering, I would use a Google Drive. If you've got access to Google, use a Google document or something like that, or a Word doc, and access your ideas online wherever you are through making it accessible in that way. For those of you who write chords or maybe want to put some collaborative ideas down, you should try Songcraft.io, which is an interactive collaborative songwriting interface. So that might be quite helpful for you. You can invite other people in to help you with your writing process. Again, you can dump ideas there if you wish. And you can also write on your own there. You can put little vocal ideas down. You don't need a microphone to do it. And lastly, and I think most importantly in this day and age, especially for those of us who do not play an instrument, is BandLab, bandlab.com. You can sign up for BandLab for free. And it is essentially an online digital audio workspace. So BandLab gives you the opportunity to create chords, create beats and mixes, much like GarageBand, but it's online. So again, you can access it anywhere you go, and also you can collaborate with other people on that, so you can invite them in. And on the last session, I'll talk you through BandLab a little bit, hoping that you're at that point in a place where you might want to put all the elements of your song together, and then you can mix them down on BandLab. And one really cool thing about that is that if you guys apply yourself to whatever song we write throughout the next 5 weeks, then maybe you could get a wee play on, say, Sunny Govan Radio. So putting all these tools and practices together in order to create something, and using BandLab as a way to put that sound out there and perhaps create your sonic word. So those are the online resources and best practices. Always write your ideas down and use online resources to help you in your songwriting process. Okay, so today we are going to generate ideas for our song. And in order to do that, we're going to work mostly on lyrics for now. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use free writing. So some of you guys might have done free writing before, but the only thing you need for it is a pad and a pen, or your word processor if you so wish, and some kind of randomness. So I'll put in a little blurb alongside the video, a link to a random word generator. I sometimes use a random image generator, but basically what you're doing is you're finding something random so that you're ideas flow very naturally and you're not stuck like, oh, I want to write about school, or oh, I want to write about a relationship or whatever. You use a random word. So I have generated a random word and I am now going to do an example of some free writing for you. So the premise of free writing is that you cannot let your pen lift from your paper. Doesn't matter if you write lists, doesn't matter if you write gobbledygook, doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense, doesn't matter if you write poetry, doesn't matter if it's nonsense. It doesn't matter. What matters is not letting your conscious get in the way of your subconscious. So I'm going to start. I've got a random word here which I've chosen, and that is bird song. I've got 2 minutes on the clock and I'm now going to begin some free writing. Okay, hello, right, so I've just written for 2 minutes there. I didn't get that much down, but I'm going to read to you what I've written and you'll see what I mean by it being nonsense. So birdsong isn't always pretty. Sometimes means the morning comes and it's too early. The birds peck at my door, chipping away. Is there something you want to say? Is there a game you want to play? Why are you sleeping? So tired, creeping up with the larks. The clouds are like love's cherubs. You fly along the road, your heart on my sleeve, messy, unknown. And then I was going to write some more, but I ran out of time. So the next thing I will do is I will look through that and I'll think, what sounds cool there? You know, totally random because it came from a word I wasn't expecting. But what always happens with free writing, and what I'm sure will happen with yours, is a little bit of you is in there anyway. So it's always telling us something we want to say in our subconscious, but allowing us to write from a random point so that we get new ideas that we might not have fallen on. So I'm going to take out something about the morning comes too early. That seems quite nice. I'm going to take out, is there something that you want to say? That's cool. That's a bit kind of like, what do you want to say? I'm going to take out your clouds are like cherubs. That's quite nice. I don't know what it means yet. And I'm going to take out your heart on my sleeve, which is a cool line, I think. That could be a codicil line because it's got like quite a cool turn of phrase, your heart on my sleeve. Okay, so then from those 4 lines, what I would do with my free writing is I would now try and build some sort of structure around that. Once I've done that, then I'm going to start to look at, okay, is there a verse structure here? We're not worried about rhyming yet, okay? So I'm just going to very quickly try and structure those lines that I pulled out a little bit more. So here I go. So my first verse is going to go like this, I think, or something like this. The birds, or maybe a kind of bird, maybe I'll think of a bird like a magpie or something. Oh, okay, so, right, okay, so the birds don't start this early in the morning. I've got a feeling there's something that you want to say. I get all my best ideas while you're sleeping. It's hard when you keep chipping away. Okay, so that's my first line. My first verse, I think. Okay, so your task for this week is only to generate some ideas and try the free writing format. So I've left you a link to a random word generator and a random image generator. Give yourself 3 minutes on the clock. Forget about editing yourself. If you think, oh, that's stupid, I better not write that, scribble it out, don't do it. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Just write what comes out, let your subconscious take over. And then have a look after 3 minutes and say, is there anything cool in here that I could use? Pull out some cool lines. Maybe you'll write a rhyme, maybe you'll write a song. Pull out the cool lines that you can and start to structure a 4 or 8 line verse. It's up to you. Maybe do it a few times, try it with an image, see if it's something different that you write, and just play along. You cannot stop you coming into it subconsciously, so your feelings will still come through, but they'll come through in a really interesting way. So that's all we're doing this week. This is our first workshop. I want you guys to go. I want to do some free writing and then come back with elements of that free writing then structured into really cool, I'm assuming quite weird for you, verse form. So 4 or 8 lines in a verse is what we're looking for. Okay, I've left you a link there where you can upload your verses if you want to, and if you have done this, then move on to the next workshop. And it was nice to see you. Bye.